Imagine this. You're sitting across from her and she's smiling, but there's something in her eyes, something you can't quite put your finger on. Have you ever wondered if her mind is somewhere else? Maybe thinking about you in ways you hadn't dared to imagine? Sometimes, the little things she does, her gaze, her laughter, the way she plays with her hair, can speak volumes if you know what to look for. Let's uncover what these signs might mean. Her eyes light up when she sees you. There's something magical about the way someone's eyes can reveal emotions they might not even be aware of. When a woman is fantasizing about you, her eyes give her away. The moment she sees you, they sparkle as if a switch has been flipped. This isn't just about pupils dilating, which, by the way, happens naturally when we're drawn to something. It's the combination of warmth, excitement, and curiosity that radiates from her gaze. You might notice that her eyes linger a little longer on you, or that she locks eyes with you more often than with others around. This is because her attention is unconsciously drawn to you. She wants to connect with you, even if it's just for a fleeting second. Sometimes, her smile will follow her gaze, almost as if her eyes are inviting you into her thoughts. Pay attention to how she looks at others compared to you. If there's a noticeable difference in her focus and energy, it's a strong sign you're occupying her mind more than you realize. She finds excuses to be close to you. When someone is drawn to you, they often find subtle or not so subtle ways to stay within your orbit. A woman who is fantasizing about you might create opportunities to be physically or emotionally closer, even if it seems incidental. Maybe she suddenly needs help with something trivial, like fixing her computer or choosing an outfit for an event. These requests aren't always about the task itself. They're an excuse to spend more time with you. Pay attention to how often she seems to run into you or sit closer to you in group settings. Proximity is a strong indicator of attraction. The closer she is, the more comfortable and connected she wants to feel. What's more, you might notice small, seemingly innocent touches, a hand brushing against yours, a playful nudge, or even lingering longer than necessary in a goodbye hug. Physical closeness, even in subtle forms, often hints at a deeper emotional desire. Women, in particular, tend to use proximity to test boundaries and gauge your response. If you notice her creating opportunities to stand near you, share a private joke, or even just lean in to speak more softly, these actions speak louder than words. Her need to be close to you isn't random. It's her subconscious way of signaling interest and exploring the possibility of a deeper connection. She gets nervous or fidgety around you. Have you ever noticed her acting slightly out of character when you're around? If a woman is fantasizing about you, her emotions can sometimes betray her composure, making her appear nervous or fidgety in your presence. This nervous energy often stems from overthinking. She might be wondering how she looks, what she's saying, or how you're interpreting her actions. For example, you might catch her playing with her hair, adjusting her clothes, or tapping her fingers, all of which are subconscious ways to channel that tension. These gestures may seem small, but they are often significant indicators of her heightened awareness of you. What's fascinating is how this nervousness often blends with excitement. She may stumble over her words, laugh a little louder than usual, or blush when you make eye contact. This mixture of behaviors is a result of her mind racing with thoughts of wanting to impress you, while simultaneously trying to hide her feelings. If you notice her shifting her posture frequently, avoiding prolonged eye contact, or suddenly becoming quieter or chattier than usual, it's likely that you're the reason for her flustered state. Nervousness isn't always a sign of discomfort. It can also be a sign of deep emotional investment. The next time you see these signs, consider what they might reveal about the thoughts and feelings she's trying to keep hidden. She mirrors your movements or behavior. Have you ever noticed that her actions subtly mimic yours, almost like a reflection? When a woman is attracted to you and fantasizing about you, she may unconsciously mirror your movements or behavior. This phenomenon, known as mirroring, is a psychological signal of connection and interest. For example, if you lean forward while talking, she might do the same without even realizing it. If you cross your arms or take a sip from your drink, you might find her doing something similar shortly after. These small, synchronized gestures aren't random. They're her way of subconsciously aligning with you and building rapport. Mirroring goes beyond physical actions. It can extend to speech patterns, tone, or even the types of words she uses. If you're excitedly telling a story, she might mirror your energy by matching your enthusiasm or laughing at your jokes, even if they're not that funny. It's her way of creating harmony between the two of you, as though she's subtly saying, "We're on the same wavelength." This behavior is rooted in our primal instincts. When we feel close to someone or want to establish a connection, we instinctively mirror them to create a sense of unity. Pay attention to these subtle cues. If she mirrors your movements, speech, or even your emotional state, it's a strong indicator that you're on her mind. This alignment isn't something she consciously plans. It's her body and mind revealing her attraction and desire to bond with you. It's a silent yet powerful way she's trying to say, "I see you and I want to connect." Her compliments go beyond the usual. Compliments are one of the simplest, yet most revealing ways someone can show their interest in you. When a woman is fantasizing about you, her compliments tend to be more thoughtful and personal, going beyond the surface-level observations that anyone could make. Instead of just saying, "You look nice today," she might remark on something deeper like, "You have such a calming presence," or "You're so creative, I love the way you think." These types of compliments show that she's paying close attention to you, not just to how you look, but to who you are as a person. What makes these compliments stand out is the level of detail and sincerity behind them. She might notice small things about you that others overlook, like the way you handle stressful situations or the effort you put into your hobbies. This depth of observation is a clear indicator that you're occupying her thoughts. In some cases, she might even find ways to compliment you indirectly, such as praising your sense of humor by saying how much she enjoys your company or mentioning how inspiring she finds your outlook on life. These remarks often come with a tone of admiration, as if she's letting her guard down to let you see how she truly feels. Pay attention to how her compliments make you feel. Do they feel genuine and unique? If so, it's likely because they are. A woman who is drawn to you will want to make you feel special, and her words will reflect that desire. These compliments aren't just casual remarks. They're her way of acknowledging your worth and signaling that she sees something in you that goes beyond the ordinary. She brings you up in conversations often. When a woman finds herself constantly thinking about you, it becomes almost impossible for her not to mention you in conversations, even if unintentionally. If she's fantasizing about you, you might notice her bringing up your name frequently in discussions, whether it's with you directly or with others in your shared circle. For instance, she might recall a joke you made, mention something interesting you said, or reference an activity you both enjoy. This isn't accidental. It's her way of keeping you present in her thoughts and subtly signaling your importance in her life. One of the most telling signs is how seamlessly she integrates you into conversations that don't necessarily require your mention. She might say things like, "You know, he once said something really smart about this," or "That reminds me of the time we..." This consistent effort to bring you into her narrative shows that you've made a lasting impression on her. Additionally, if she speaks positively about you, highlighting your qualities or achievements in front of others, it's a clear indication that she admires you and wants others to recognize your value as well. What's even more interesting is how she might seek validation about you by bringing you up in casual ways, asking questions like, "Don't you think he's really talented?" or "Have you noticed how funny he is?" These subtle probes allow her to gauge how others perceive you, while revealing her own admiration. If you catch her doing this often, it's a strong sign that she's not just thinking about you, she's actively weaving you into her world. Her texts have a playful or flirty tone. In the modern world, texting has become one of the most revealing ways to understand someone's feelings. If a woman is fantasizing about you, her texts will often carry a playful or flirty undertone that sets them apart from ordinary conversations. These messages are rarely straightforward. Instead, they're filled with humor, teasing, or subtle hints designed to keep the interaction light yet engaging. For instance, she might use emojis strategically, like winks, hearts, or cheeky smiles, to add an extra layer of flirtation. Even her choice of words can be telling, as she may lean into playful banter or inside jokes that only the two of you share. A key sign to look for is how often she texts you and the timing of her messages. Does she initiate conversations frequently, even if there's no specific reason to text? Does she respond quickly or send follow-up messages to keep the conversation alive? These are subtle indicators that she enjoys your attention and wants to maintain the connection. Sometimes, she might even create excuses to message you, like asking for advice on something trivial or sharing a meme she knows you'll find funny. These excuses are often her way of bridging the gap between casual and meaningful interaction. What makes these texts particularly intriguing is how she uses them to test the waters. A playful, "I bet you can't handle a challenge like this," or a flirty, "I'm sure you're too busy charming everyone else to text back," isn't just a joke, it's a way of gauging your interest. If her messages leave you smiling, laughing, or even thinking about her long after the conversation ends, then it's clear she's carefully crafting them to make an impression. Texting for her isn't just communication, it's a tool to deepen the bond and subtly show that you're on her mind. She asks about your love life. Subtly. When a woman is fantasizing about you, one of the most telling signs is her subtle curiosity about your romantic life. She might not come right out and ask if you're single, but her questions are carefully crafted to get the information she's looking for. For example, she might ask, "What kind of person do you usually go for?" Or, "Are you spending Valentine's Day with someone special?" These seemingly casual inquiries are her way of gauging whether there's room for her in your life without revealing her intentions outright. What makes this behavior particularly interesting is how she tries to keep the conversation light, as though she's merely being friendly. However, pay attention to the tone and context of her questions. If they feel slightly more personal than what you'd expect from a casual friend, it's likely she's testing the waters. She might even bring up hypothetical situations like, "If you were dating someone, would you rather go to a fancy restaurant or stay in and cook together?" These scenarios give her insight into your preferences while also subtly hinting at her interest. Another common strategy is her curiosity about your past relationships. She might ask questions like, "Why didn't it work out with your ex?" Or, "What do you look for in a partner?" While these could be innocent, they often indicate that she's trying to understand what you value in a relationship and whether she could potentially fit that role. Her interest in your love life is rarely random. It's a way for her to assess her chances and explore the possibility of a deeper connection with you. If you notice these subtle yet persistent questions, it's a strong sign that you've captured her attention in a meaningful way. And there you have it. Those subtle yet powerful signs that she might be fantasizing about you. Sometimes, actions speak louder than words, and paying attention to these details can reveal what's hidden beneath the surface. But remember, every connection is unique, and the best way to truly know is through open communication and understanding. Thanks for watching, and if you found this insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. See you in the next video.